Hello, and welcome to our third episode of Wise Woman Magic. My name is Cassandra Bell, and I'm so pleased that you could join us today. Let's begin. Hello, and how are you all? Welcome to our third episode. I can't believe I've actually been this organized. This is a really huge deal for me, guys. Like, to be this organized for this long is amazing. So I'm just going to check everything because I am renowned for not checking my microphone being on, etc., etc. So check. I've got my notes, I've got our cards, and I think we are ready. So, checking the time as well, because I find that I'm not always the best for that. And I'm going to just write it down here. Okay, welcome. Wow, it's already been a couple of weeks. Here we are, we're in our third week, our third episode, and we're airing on the 11th of January. Now, what's really crazy about this is that today I have seen the psychiatrist about possible ADHD. Now, this is a really big thing. It's not hyperactivity. I'm actually going to be getting checked for ADD. So I'm going a little bit later on today. I'm really excited. I can't wait because it feels like there's a jigsaw puzzle piece missing, and this could be it. So I'm actually really excited. So I will share with you during the week how that goes, and I will probably give a little bit more detail next week. But until then, wish me luck. Maybe I'll actually be able to get to the bottom of this mental health journey, because mental health is so freaking important. Which brings me to our to our feel our feel for this week. Now, one of the things that I do is I'm a channel, and I get information, I get the feelings, I get this inspiration, and I get messages. And the messages for this week is all about alignment and boundaries. And I didn't really know where they were going with this. I just knew that it was about alignment and boundaries, and it's just hit me that this is actually about alignment and boundaries with mental health and your physical health as well. And so this is actually something that I really know a fair amount about, simply because I've actually had to deal with mental health for most of my life, or most of my adult life anyway. And the journey is quite twisty, and I'm sure a lot of you who would understand, especially if you are sensitive and suffer from things like anxiety, depression, overthinking. Bing, that's a big one for me. Overthinking, depression, anxiety, possible bipolar. I don't know if that's what they call it now. But all these other things, you go round and round until you can find, if you're lucky enough, you can find a possible solution, or at least coping mechanisms, so that you can actually deal with whatever it is that's going on within you. And mental health is a really big thing, because we really need to look at whether or not we have a chemical imbalance, or whether or not it's actually a really an oversensitization to energies. And as someone who sits in both brackets, well, I think I sit in both brackets, is really quite difficult to work out. For a long time, I thought it was just me being oversensitive. After all, I can do all these amazing things with energy. I can bend time. I can manifest. I can create. I've got all these wonderful abilities. However, I am super sensitive when it comes to other people's energies. And don't get me wrong, even though I am empathic, I have shut a lot of that down. And even though I've shut that down so that I don't have so much to deal with, it still can be quite overwhelming, you know. So we have all these coping mechanisms, and each person is different. Okay, and it's about finding your own boundaries and finding your own alignment. Sorry, I'm just reading my notes here. It's about finding your own alignment. It's about finding your boundaries, finding your own coping mechanisms. And this really ties into us being women and the fact that we are always told, usually by a masculine way of thinking or a masculine way of leading or a masculine way of medication or education, that was supposed to fit into or conform into a box, whether it's for medication, mental health, energetics, manifestation, or anything else. And it's a real issue. And this is what Wyse Woman Wisdom is all about. It's about getting rid of expectations, both society's and our own, and finding where we sit within our own alignment and boundaries. So today's, or this week really, the topic of alignment and boundaries is still so huge. Um, Sorry, guys. It's still such a huge thing. And that's just really popped me off a little bit. I don't know how to turn those notifications off. But anyway, yeah, so it's such a huge thing. Okay, so alignment and boundaries, being a super sensitive person in the energetic realms, it really mucks with your brain and you don't know where you sit. And a lot of the time it's because you sit in both camps rather than just a chemical imbalance or just energetics playing with your brain. So, whoops, sorry guys, I've got my notes here. So I don't forget things. 2, I can write my notes while I'm at it. And 3, so I can keep an eye on the time as well. Okay, so like I said, the feel for this week is all about alignment and boundaries. And instead of giving you homework this time around, I actually, well, not homework, but you know, I actually want you guys to really look at where your boundaries are or where they are not and why that is so. Okay, it's one of those things. If you can really understand where your boundaries are and how you put boundaries in, how you feel about boundaries, you can actually start changing the way that you do use boundaries for yourself. And instead of keeping people out, it's actually to enable you to live in the fullest at that moment without like decreasing your own battery. So one of the things that I like to do, and I know there's a few of you here who understand, I put time limits in with my friends and my family. So I have a thing where I do not do more than 2 hours at any given time with any given person. Okay. If I give myself 2 hours, that means that I will actually feel fine about going out and spending time. So I won't procrastinate, I won't stress, and I won't get overthinky about how am I going to get away? What if there's people there that I don't like? What if I'm all alone? What if I don't know anyone? Blah, 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 blah. I've actually given myself an automatic out. So I've given myself a boundary of 2 hours. I will go for 2 hours. There is no stress on how to get away, when to get away, or anything else like that, because I know that I've provided that boundary. I've let my friend know I only got 2 hours with you. That is all. And the payback for that, or what I get out of that, is that I actually allow myself to be in the moment for those 2 hours and I completely enjoy the connection that I have. Okay, because I'm not worrying about anything else. I'm not overthinking. I'm not forward thinking. I'm not survival thinking. None of that is happening. I'm actually providing myself with my own boundary and I'm enforcing it with others so that I can actually enjoy that with them. Now, to start off, I actually had to explain to them, look, I have anxiety and this helps me just chill my anxiety. It helps me to deal. And I pretty much went, if my friends or my family don't understand enough, or if they don't care enough to support me in this, then it's not worth spending my time there. It's just that simple. Okay, because the people who love us Whether they agree with us or not, they will still support us. They might poke fun at us, they might laugh at us, whatever it might be. But when they can see it is working for you, they will support you wholeheartedly. And that's what you need to sort of rely on. So when you have those boundaries in place, then you can actually allow yourself to come back into alignment, okay? Because you're not stressing, you're not out here with all the overthinking and the survival thinking and all the rest of it. You're actually bringing it back in and you're becoming more aligned. So every little thing that we do that helps us come back to our core center, whether it's thinking or emotions or actions, it does not matter. If it's energetic, emotion, or mental, if we're bringing it back even that little bit, then we are bringing ourselves back into alignment. And we do have to do it on every level. Okay. Too often we sort of focus on one level rather than the other. We have to focus on all levels and we have to bring them in. Sometimes we have to take small steps, and that's okay, because if we started thinking about big steps, we would get really overwhelmed and it's not going to work. Okay, so that's, I'm keeping an eye on the time. It's already been 10 minutes. Can you believe it? So alignment and boundaries are going to be a really big thing for you this week. And it's really interesting because the two cards that we have, here we go, is the sacral chakra card and the healing card. And what's really interesting is that while I was working with all of this, with everything that was coming through, what really underpins the need for alignment and boundaries and for healing and for our sacral chakra, which is all about creation, is indecision. And that indecision is coming from not being aligned and from having our boundaries consistently tested and broken because we don't know exactly where we sit or what we want. Exactly what we want, and that indecision is coming through because of that misalignment. So cards for the week, how we're going to get past this. Okay, so our sacral chakra is all about creation, and it's about creation, it's about healing, it's about birthing. I want to actually put all of this together, okay, guys? So the sacral chakra and the healing, what we're actually asking you to do this week is to bring that in and to really re-look at where you are right now and where you used to be as well. So a lot of the time when we go through journeys and, you know, we go through a lesson, let's call it a lesson, we go through a life lesson, and then maybe further on down the track in 6 months or 12 months or whatever your cycle may be, you go through that lesson again and you go, oh, crying out loud, why am I here? And then we hear the old adage, well, we're layers, we're just like onions and we've got to do the layers and we've got to learn the next step and so forth. But we've got it around a little bit wrong. We're not going deeper into the lesson itself. We've actually grown. Okay, so we've actually taken a step up and now we're learning it from a different space. So we're not going deeper or lower or clearing it down into a grounding space. We're actually going higher. Okay, we're going higher. So for example, if we've gone through something, I want to use an example here, guys. I want to use an example. Yeah, okay. So when I was creating a business some time ago, my first business, I went in gung-ho. I went from a space of outrage and anger, and I was pissed off because when I needed help, I couldn't afford it, and I really needed that. And there's this thing that goes around the community in the new age space that, well, you have to be able to put yourself forward to be able to bring it in. You need to manifest it by accepting that this is something that you're going to do. Yes, we always have to step up, etc., etc. And if you can't afford it, well, you're either not ready for it, or you're not ready to manifest it, or you're not serious about it. So much so that I've actually had somebody tell me that, Well, you could always use your mortgage repayment to pay me for this. And I've just gone, if you're willing to put me in that much stress because you want this and so forth, and it's just not going to happen. Knowing that my security is set solid allows me to actually keep myself in alignment. So therefore, that does not work for me. Again, my boundaries, my alignment, yours may be different. But when I started my next business, even though I was still starting it because I got so annoyed with people wanting, charging massive money and all this other stuff and not helping people who really required it, I came from a different space. I actually came from a space of experience. One, I have actually been in that space of not having enough money and still needing help. And two, I've been in that space of being in business and helping people who didn't have the money, which did not help me keep my business. So I actually had two different steps, and then I went forward and did this new venture, new business from a different space of understanding. It's almost like getting your year 12 equivalency, then your TAFE equivalency, and then your bachelor from university or whatever it might be. So you're actually stepping up rather than stepping deeper. You're stepping up from a different, from an elevated point of view, educationally and energetically wise. Okay. So look at where you've come from. Another example is 7 years ago, I really wanted to create my ideal relationship. I had it exactly what I wanted, but it was based on what I didn't have in that relationship. Now, 7 years later, my idea of an ideal relationship is very different. And so I want to manifest something very different as well. You know, I've already got my basis, I've already got my foundation, and now I want to step up and actually manifest that. So that might mean a bigger house or the ability to um, redecorate this house with my beloved. I might want more time out with him. I might want, more intimate space where we're not having to worry about family responsibilities or friend expectations or anything else like that. We might just want some one-on-one time together so that we can talk more or whatever it might be. Um, so we're always coming from a different space of experience. Okay. So when we set our healing and our sacral chakra and creation, they're actually asking you to have a look at where you were and where you are now and start from this space, not from the old space. Give gratitude for where you've come from and then work from this space. This is now your foundation. That was the old. This is the new, and this is your foundation. And we want to create from this. So have a look at what you've brought from the old and what you can discard now. What are the insecurities that you can discard? Is it something about your physicality? Is it something about emotion or mental or that sort of thing? Okay. And be creative. Be creative in how you let go and step into the new. It's about rebalancing into this space. It's about revisiting the old, releasing it in whatever way you want, and then moving forward. It's about that recalibration from this point and not from the old. Okay, I think I've gone on about that more than enough because we're getting into that 20-minute mark. Really, we are at that 20-minute mark. Okay, so have a look at what where your indecision is when it comes to your boundaries, when it comes to your alignment, and also where it comes to your creativity and what you want to bring into this space, into your space over the coming week, and just see what you can heal. And by healing, we mean by clearing out, rebalancing, recalibrating. Okay, so have a look at all of that. Okay, so events that are coming up, we have got the Wyse Woman Wisdom tickets. They are available right now for purchase. Now this is really important for founding members. You guys get your special price, and your emails have actually already been sent. So please check your emails, because your ticket link is very particular to yourself. I can't get my words out. Your ticket link is particular to yourself, so please make sure that you use that link and no other link. That is for our founding members. For our Wyse Woman Wisdom group members who are not founding members, but just group members, and for those who have provided your email address, you have been sent your own your own ticket link. Now, this is a discounted ticket link. Again, you cannot share this with anybody else. This is simply for yourself. This is my way of giving back. I did share with you guys that if you provide your email address, we're not going to spam you, but we are going to send you discounts and specials and offers and all that sort of stuff. So this is your discounted price. So make sure that you use that ticket link instead of the regular ticket link. Now, you will find regular ticket link in the Cassandra Bell Facebook page. If you do want to get onto the, sorry, I'm losing my voice. If you do want to get onto it and you can't find the page, then let me know and I will link you and you can go that way. So that is our event information. Done that. And I put a call out last week for events for everybody, for any of our amazing bosses, entrepreneurs who run their own business and have anything going on. If you would like to share your business, then please PM me or private message me the link, the deal, the information. And if it's a special link for our group members, make sure that you let us know, because we want to support all women, but we want to support our network as well. And this is the start of our amazing Wyse Woman Wisdom Network, and we want to support each other 100%. Okay, I do have to put a little disclaimer, and I'll put it in next week as well. I have no affiliation other than the Wyse Woman Wisdom, but I have no affiliation with any of the businesses that we do advertise. We are doing this simply so that we can support and share each other. I do not take any liability if something goes wrong. Please use your own discernment, and yada, yada, yada. That's the legalese information. So that's it today. That was a really quick 20 minutes. I'm really trying to keep it down to that 20 minutes. I don't think I'm doing a very good job so far, but that's what it is. Remember to like our page, invite your group, invite your friends if you wish to. Just remind them that they do need to answer the questions, share their email address. It helps me. It will help them in the long run. And we look forward to growing exponentially as we do. Now, this was a Perth group. However, we've already moved out into the eastern states, and one day we might be able to hold events over in the eastern states as well. We'll see how we go. But until then, have a fantastic day, and I will talk to you all next week. Ciao.